Hi guys, nice to see you. Hope you're having a happy day. I want to talk about something today that seems to be coming up more and more often in conversation. And I think it's just a problem that we've always had as a society. It's nothing new, but it seems like it's, coming to my attention more and more. And so I really want to have this conversation with you today about the power of no. And a lot of people asking me, how do I say no and not feel guilty about it? And really, bottom line is every time you say yes to something that you don't want to do, or yes to something that intuitively you need to say no to for whatever reason, then you're saying no to yourself. And physically, emotionally, and mentally, every time you say yes to something that is not that is not really something that you want to say yes to, you're depleting your own resources. And year after year after year, if this carries on, your physical body is going to ail from it for sure. Your emotional and mental state of mind will ail from it, because you'll start getting really frustrated and angry, at the other person, mostly at yourself. Why is this person keep asking me and forcing me to say yes to something that really I know I don't have the energy for, I don't have the resources for. So every time you say yes to somebody else, you're saying no to yourself. And I think that that's the way we need to analyze it, just very simply. It's when somebody asks something of you, they want something from you. And your your responsibility to yourself is then to ask yourself, do I want to give this, whatever it is, to this person? Do I have the energy? Do I have the resources? And ask yourself. And then it's really finding the courage to be honest. I think saying yes to everything is related to our solar plexus. It's our personal power. And people who want something from us. And I'm not saying that they want something in a negative way. A lot of times people will ask things of us, and they don't consciously understand that it's manipulating our resources, our physical and mental, emotional resources. A lot of times they don't know. Sometimes they do, but depending on who it is and what it's all about. But we have a responsibility to ourselves to ask ourselves, okay, is this something that I want to do? Do I have the energy? Do I have the money? Do I have the gas in my car? Do I have the walking capacity to say yes to this person at this particular time? And that's your responsibility. And if intuitively you have to dig deep, because the ego will be, yes, you've done it all the time, you've always done it, they expect it of you. If you want that person not to get angry with you, then you better say yes. But so you have to take a moment, you have to take a step back. So I think it's really important that when somebody asks something of you, that you say, yeah, I'll call you back, or yeah, just give me 5 minutes and I'll let you know. I'll ring you back, or I'll text you back, or I'll email you back, whatever it is. If somebody's standing in front of your face, say, yeah, just give me a minute or two. I just really need to see within myself if that's available to me, and give yourself that moment. And I think that that's really, really important. So, saying yes to everything and no to yourself, you're going to pay the price from that. How much longer do you want to pay the price from it? If you've got aches or pains, if you've got chronic aches or pains, if you've got an illness or a disease, it means that you have not been honoring yourself, and your body is trying to get your attention. And the universe, or God, and whatever terminology you want to use, is really at arm's length. They've thrown their arms up and said, okay, we've given you this illness, this disease, these symptoms to try to get your attention, and you're still not paying attention. What do you want God or the universe to do for you at that point? If you're not listening, If you're not abiding by your own karmic responsibilities, karmic duty, then what do you want the universe or God to do for you? You can pray all you want, but it's not going to help. The responsibilities lies on your shoulders to take your personal power back from that person, those people, a group of people. Maybe it's a whole tribe that you really need to start saying no to. But if you don't, you're the one who's going to pay the price. And you know what? Not to be mean, but there's a lot of people who are asking things of you constantly that aren't really going to care. If something happens to you and you're not available, they'll move on to somebody else. And that's the way it is. So really, it's time to start paying attention. There's a shift happening in this world. And for empathic and sensitive people, the shift is for you. It's for you to become more consciously aware of how you're taking care of yourself and your role in the world. If you're tired, if you're drained, if you're complaining, if you're, life is miserable. Why are these things happening to me? If you're the martyr, if you're the victim, that's not resonating at a high frequency that's going to keep you healthy. Not at all. So it's time for you to make a difference for yourself. It's time for you to grasp the courage. And saying often being a people pleaser is conditioned behavior. You inherited that behavior from somebody else. And likely that somebody else might not even be here now. They're gone. But you inherited it from somebody. And it doesn't matter who, really. It's the pattern within yourself that you have to reconcile for yourself. But you've inherited it. And it never belonged to you in the first place. It belonged to that other person. And it was through their own fears that they conditioned you to believe that you needed to take care of everything. You needed to be the responsible one. Maybe it was their shortcomings. Maybe it was the way they lived their life that you had no choice. But you have a choice now. And it doesn't matter what age you are, what gender you are. It doesn't matter. You have a choice. You have choices that you need to make. If you're suffering, then choices you need to make for the betterment of yourself. Not only for your physical health, and I can't express that enough. I know the consequences of being a people pleaser and a giver. And I had to make major choices for myself. And you know what? It becomes easier because every time you say no, it's like you're honoring your own spirit. And it's never a negative thing. It's not a selfish thing. No, I'm not available for you today. Or, maybe I'll see you next time. Or, there's nothing wrong with that. And also, if you're saying yes, 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 then you're enabling other people to stay stuck in their stuff. They're never going to get to their soul's mission if you're constantly picking up the pieces and taking responsibility for them. They have to take responsibility for themselves. And I'm sorry that I might be getting a bit worked up here, but honestly, I did a workshop yesterday and I had a few people here and we had a 2-hour conversation just about this topic. People who are suffering and looking for me for answers. And I can share wisdom, but the answer lies within yourself. You're the one who has to care about you before a crisis happens. And then you're going to say, God, I wish I had done that. Don't ever give yourself an opportunity to say, I wish I had of. It's, that's not a nice place to be because I've been there. And you want to be proactive now going forward. It's where are you denying yourself happiness in your life and peace? Where are you denying yourself, just the basics to, maybe just going for a walk or just sitting at home and reading a book because you're constantly doing for other people? No, not a good idea. Not anymore. You've done it. You paid your dues, if that's what you want me to say. You paid your dues. And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's, a family member or a friend or your church or, anybody. It doesn't matter. There are ways and resources out in the community that can help solve some of those issues and responsibilities that are on your shoulders. You're the one who has to take the initiative. And you're the one who has to say, okay, I can't do this anymore. And so I need to find a place or a person or a thing that can help me with this, because something is going to happen to me if I don't. And, you know, nobody wants to see that. Honestly, I don't want to see that, ever. Something happened to you because you couldn't say no. That would make me sad, really. Anyhow, you might have noticed that this YouTube channel, I've changed the name. It's no longer Annanda Healing Place. It's New Paradigm by Annanda. You know, this isn't about Annanda Healing Place anymore. This is about you. And going forward, these videos will be about you, assisting you in stepping into the new paradigm, which is a shift that's necessary for all of us, especially empath and sensitive people. It's time for us to rise out of our stuff, out of our ancestral inherited behaviors. It really is. It's time for us to get to work. And this is where I really want to assist you now. So, yeah, I will be announcing, I'm getting some training next week for my website. We're on the very finishing touches. I will be announcing the changes and implementing them likely the first week of March. I'll also be doing diligently Wednesday YouTube videos every week, I promise. And a lot of other things that are coming to my website, but I will be giving you a heads up about that. And but it's coming very soon. I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait. It's changes that I've needed to implement. You know, working on this in the past year, just getting the courage within myself to make the changes. And once I made the decision, you know, everything fell into place, and now I'm really excited. It's going to be good for me. It's going to be good for you, and that's what it's about. It's about balancing. For me personally, it's about balancing my personal life and also being there for you as well. So that's the task. Say no. Say no. Don't feel guilty about it. You've said yes for far too long, and you know it. You know it because your body's telling you, your soul's telling you, your intuition's telling you. So if you say yes, going forward from this day on, then I'm going to give you a kick in the butt when I see you. But anyway, I hope this message helps, and it's something I'm very passionate about. I've been through it in my own life, and I know how difficult it is. But there is a way out. There truly is, and it's just about you stepping into your own power, because other people have robbed you of that your whole life, and everybody should have their own a healthy personal power. Everybody should have their own healthy solar plexus. So, you know, if you have tummy issues, if you have upper digestional problems, liver, you know, these are all symptoms of you not taking back your personal power. And it's not just that chakra, it's the other chakras as well, but that'll come in another video. So take care, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.